Step up, lateral, pistol squat progression. If you're looking for an exercise to help you build the strength and balance required for pistol squats, check this out. Here's the best way to use an adjustable elevated surface to gradually work towards the full depth pistol squat. In this video, I'll show you the correct technique for lateral step-ups, how to progress the range of motion, common mistakes, and a couple of small variations that can make a world of difference. Here's how to perform lateral step-ups correctly. Place one foot on the edge of the elevated surface and then stand up straight. I recommend starting and finishing each rep at the top the same as you would a pistol squat. While performing the lateral step-up, the foot on the step must remain flat. Do not allow the heel of the foot to lift off at any point. If this isn't possible, stick around to the end of the video to learn how to work around this. Keeping the non-working leg straight, start by bending the knee of the working leg to load the quads. Then, flex at the hips to gradually step the heel of the non-working leg down to the floor. Do not allow gravity to take over at any point. You must control the eccentric phase of the step up and softly place the heel on the floor. Reaching the arms out in front of the body helps to counterbalance the weight of the hips sitting back and down, and hence will give you more control. As I mentioned, only the heel of the non-working foot is allowed to touch the floor. It's okay to rest your weight on the heel of this foot. It's best to pause at the bottom of the rep and ensure you have balance before standing up. The pause also makes the rep harder by stopping you from bouncing out of the bottom position. When performing the concentric phase of the step up, the leg on the elevated surface must do all of the work. This is why we only allow the heel of the non-working leg to touch the floor. It stops us from cheating the rep by pushing off the floor. Extend the knee and the hip of the working leg to stand up straight. It's best to start on a low elevation and gradually increase the height once you can perform a lateral step up perfectly on both sides. As you increase the height of the elevation, you'll start to work through a greater range of motion. Continue to raise the height of the elevation until you can perform a lateral step up, taking the working knee into full flexion with the hamstring covering the calf and keeping the non-working foot off the floor. When performing the lateral step up, we're not too concerned about holding the non-working leg parallel to the floor like you would in a pistol squat. The main focus here is to build strength in the working leg. Common mistakes in the lateral step up include allowing the knee of the working leg to collapse inwards during the step up. The knee must track over the toes as you move up and down. Allowing the hip to tilt to the side, which often is a sign of poor hip stability. Sometimes the hip of the non-working leg can drop lower than the hip of the working leg. The hips must remain level as you move up and down in the step up. Allowing the heel of the working foot to lift off the elevated surface. This is often the case when someone is missing ankle flexibility. I'll offer a workaround at the end of the video. Pushing off the foot with the non-working leg, as we've already covered. This is a sign that you need to lower the elevation and build more strength in the working leg. Sliding the foot of the non-working leg on the edge of the elevated surface. It's okay to touch the elevation occasionally during the set, but we don't want to remove the element of balance here. Here's a couple of variations that often improve the form of the lateral step up. The first variation is to elevate the heel of the working foot. This removes some of the ankle dorsiflexion demands of the lateral step up. The higher the elevation, the more ankle dorsiflexion you're going to need. By elevating the heel, we shift the weight forward slightly, which places more demand on the quads. The quads are an essential part of the pistol squat, so using an elevation is not a bad idea, even when you can do without. Finally, the elevation allows us to maintain a more upright torso. This can be helpful for those of us who have very long limbs. The second variation is to hold a small weight with both hands. As you step down, straighten the arms and press the weight forward. This increases the counterweight and allows us to maintain a more upright torso. If you continue to struggle, you can use the elevation and the counterweight. If you notice that you have a weaker side, it's best to start on that side first. Then use the same height to repeat the precise same number of repetitions on the strong side. It's all about balancing out the imbalance. Working up to sets of 8 to 10 reps is a good place to start for most people. Give it a try and see how you go. If you've got questions, please leave them in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.